Hi guys, this is SoccerKalitzStyle. This is SoccerKalitzStyle, as you know, the show that brings you all the latest in football regarding what is happening in the latest fronts with regards to the football world. Today we really have a great show lined up. We have some interesting stuff that happened during the past few days. So we have the new Super League that's going to be starting one of these days. There's a lot to talk about there. Then we also have the sacking of Mr. Jose Mourinho, which I think was a straightforward move from Spurs. And then we also have City bundling out of the competition, which is called the FA Cup by Chelsea. So, with that being said, let's first head straight into the Super League. As you know, the Super League is a league that the guys have recently started or want to implement. Uh, yes, sir. Hi, Roderick. Are you there? Roderick, are you there? Roderick? Yeah, looks like we just lost Mr. Fransman there again. He was supposed to join me on the show today. So today we quickly want to discuss the new European Super League and what it means for all the teams who are involved in this competition. So we have the likes of Manchester United who's also there. We have the likes of Juventus who also took part in this show. And then we also have the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool, all those teams ultimately bowing out and saying they want to be part of the new European Super League. So what does this mean in terms of the league itself, the Premier League itself? That's a big discussion that we need to have today because I'm thinking if Arsenal or Manchester City or Liverpool or Manchester United, Chelsea, basically the big six, if they were to leave the Premier League, where would that leave the Premier League's revenue? Where would that leave the Premier League in terms of itself as a brand? Remember, all these clubs have big brands behind them, especially the likes of Manchester United, which is a big brand all by itself. I think we have Mr. Roderick back. Roderick, are you there? Roderick? Roderick, can you hear me? Roderick?
Eric, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, man. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Roderick? Roderick, can you hear me?
Hello?
So, yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Rodi? Rodi? Yeah, I'm not sure if we have Mr. Roderick back with us. Roderick, are you there?
Eric?
Yeah, man. It doesn't seem like you can hear me. It doesn't seem like you. Roderick, can you hear me? Roderick, Roderick, can you hear me, Roderick? Roderick, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, listen, man, I can hear you fine, Roderick.
Hello.
There's no sound from my side. There's no sound from my side.
Good morning.
Yeah, man. Rodi, are you there? Rodi, I can hear you perfectly well. Just continue.
The weekend's fixes that took place. So, heartily welcome to those who are tuned in. For those who don't know me, my name is Roderick. I'm the guy that will give you also updates on the football news, what's happening around the world. Thank you for being also tuned in with SoccerKalitzStyle, the biggest and upcoming brand locally.
Roderick,
For
can you hear
those who
me?
don't know it, yeah. So
Roderick, can you hear me?
we had an exciting weekend. We had FA Cup, we had Premier League, we had
Roderick, can you
also
perhaps hear
news
me?
of the new European Super League, and also that the news that just came in this morning, Jose Mourinho being sacked at Tottenham Hotspurs. We can discuss that. So I first want to start off with the FA Cup. It has been a nice FA Cup semi-finals fixtures for this weekend. On Saturday, it started with a big game with Man City versus Chelsea. Again, Thomas Tuchel and his squad showing some resilience. Also, they kept City at bay, and we know how good City is as a team as a whole. City obviously didn't allow the Champions League string players to play in that specific game, but as we all know, City is a good strong and strengthened squad on the day. So, yeah, Chelsea took the game towards City and caught them out on the counter, and yeah, but was it? I think Zayed score. He got an assist from Werner, as Werner made a brilliant run behind the defenders. And I think it was Jorginho that gave Werner the pass. But yeah, they got the opportunity and they took it. So yeah, City very disappointed not going for the quadruple this season. They were still in the league. They're still in the Carabao Cup. They're still in the Champions League. So there's still three cups to compete. Which sorry, which one of them they lost. They lost that the FA Cup now, but in terms of progressing for the other competitions, they're already in couple of finals. So the league already, I don't know. Their form in the league has also been off, but I can definitely see City win the league. If they that depends if they win all their games in the league. Like, so
Roderick,
Chelsea is just showing now that they are the team to beat. They
hi
are
Roderick.
like unbeaten. They've got a good run at the moment. Not unbeaten. They lost against West Brom, but still playing against the bigger
Mr.
teams. They are quite
Mr. Fransman.
impressive. Um, Going
Mr.
from
Fransman.
Chelsea City to Leicester and Southampton. It was also a game where you know there's gonna be one team winning this game. Leicester won 1-0, so they also progressed to the finals. Hopefully this time Brendan Rodgers he can bring a trophy home for Leicester. But I can't see Leicester winning Chelsea as Chelsea's on a good form at the moment. Um, Moving away from the FA Cup, there's been some fixtures in the league as well. Um, one of the ones I can highlight was the Newcastle West Ham game. Newcastle is not on, how can I say, one of the bottom squads fighting, not actually fighting for relegation, but they also the bottom squads. They faced West Ham, which is in good form with Jesse Lingard and those guys, Declan Rice. Um, Newcastle scored um, kind of late in the game, winning the game 3-2, which is a good result for them. Um, and then also, which was a bit upsetting for me, was the Arsenal game. I was kind of upset with Arsenal not taking 3 points, not putting their players in just to see of the game and take 3 points and go up the log because this is what they need now. Even though they're in the Europa League semi-finals and all of that. So, sorry guys, I had a very long night. I stayed up late. But yeah, Arsenal never took their chances. They kind of missed a lot of opportunities. But especially with Saka, the one where they called it offside also. Um, I think Fulham got a soft penalty. It wasn't a, I wouldn't say it was a penalty because that's kind of soft. But I also knew in my heart Gabriel is gonna be suspect. He's gonna do something stupid or something that's gonna lead to a penalty. So Fulham got a penalty and they scored. So yeah, good results for Fulham trying to stay up, and then also the other fixture was United beating Burnley 3-1. So that was kind of it was a on and off weekend for some teams. But the biggest thing is the discussion of with the Super League European Super League that's gonna start soon, or hopefully they're in discussion. All the 12 teams. Look, from a football perspective, me personally, I've been supporting football, or I've been watching football for a while. I must say I'm not a big fan of the idea of having a Super League because the culture, the history of Champions League, Europa League, teams who is qualifying for the Champions League, for example, teams who are playing in the Champions League for years now, the history about it, the clubs that have won it, and also the way the clubs have won Champions League or Europa League. it defines the greatness of the competition, because if it wasn't for those competition, teams would have never had a good history or never would be good as they are, because they want to strive to be the best in Europe. And I personally think, with the European Super League starting now, of course, it's a good injection financially for clubs. But I mean, the bigger clubs, the big six or those clubs, they should know that football isn't all about money. It's about passion. It's about the fans. It's about the history of the club, how the club started. I mean, nowadays the guys are just throwing money into clubs, injecting teams with money. And for me, I am not a I am totally against the European Super League, because I think it's also not giving not the non-elite clubs the opportunity to perform also, because now you will only have like the historical big clubs in the respective leagues. By saying that, they did mention that they will be banning or kind of relegate the teams in the leagues or in any European championship, like the Champions League, Europa League. And also there was a discussion about the guys, the players who are part of this. Um, the players who are part of this will be banned from international duty, which I think personally also it's wrong, because it's not the player that made the decision to play for the club in this competition. It is the club. So there's gonna be a lot of grief, a lot of anger with some players, because it's not their fault that they're playing for club, and this club is taking part of this competition. So yeah, you can't ban a good player from his international duties, because he's gonna be a representative of his country, and playing for his country is the biggest thing ever for footballer than playing for club or competition. Because if you play for your country, you play for pride, you play for the people in your country, you play for yourself, you respect your country, and you want to win as much as possible for your country. So yeah, it's something that I think these guys need to look into. I mean, banning the clubs and banning the idea of clubs taking part of this, I'm up for that. I would support that, because like I said in the beginning, again, it's not all about money. Um, Obviously, the Premier League, I don't think the Premier League will suffer, but what we will suffer in the Prem is that we won't have, if these clubs are being banned, we won't have the clubs, the big six clubs, fighting for the league anymore. Then you would have the likes of West Ham, Leicester, Everton, Wolves, those type of clubs fighting for top spot, which is rare and which you don't see on a daily basis. So I'm very skeptical about this. In whatever way it's gonna turn out, it's not a good idea for the football world. So um, maybe someone else got a different opinion. Maybe it's a good injection for clubs in terms of the current pandemic, the current situation with COVID, and also clubs having to spend money on staff and all of those things, like what happened to Arsenal Football Club. They had 50 staff redundant, I think in the beginning of the season, because lack of funds. But if you look at the clubs that's on the richest clubs, then there's probably five or six. I think the top six clubs are on the richest list there. So I still don't understand why they need more money if they have money, or if the owners have money. So I think it's all a money making thing. Um, Yeah, I see that Derek also Kudo's Prince Club become the new Manchester. Look, if you speak about Manchester United, Liverpool's, uh, Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City, these are clubs with titles, with history, with these are elite clubs. You can't just eclipse if you are a team. Okay, there's Everton, there's Sunderland that I know of, that's got league titles. But end of the day, who's got the biggest fan base in the world? It's the top six clubs. So if, of course, if they have the opportunity um to go for the league title without these big six, then why not? This is the opportunity for these teams to grasp a league title and to make their name in the league as well. But obviously, it's not going to be the same having the big six in the league, not participating in the league, which is very unlikely and very unknown to a lot of football fans because you know how passionate a lot of football fans are over their clubs. Um, which the biggest clubs in the world would be Real Madrid, the likes of Barcelona, Liverpool, Manchester United, um, all these English squads. So definitely, I don't think these clubs would become the new Manchester United or Liverpool clubs. So they going to be in the league, but it's not never ever going to be the same. So um, I also now read some articles. Um, some of the officials have been sacked because the European Association officials have been sacked by the different clubs. Um, well, you still watch the Premier if Arsenal play Super League. You know what? I woke up like this. I thought myself, I'm a big Arsenal fan, and I think a lot of passionate fans today would feel the same. Because even I was watching the Sky Sport News pundits yesterday, the likes of Roy Keane, um, Gary Neville, and Mika Richards, and there was a lot of guys at Rio Ferdinand, those guys. They were saying about they how disgusted they are, how embarrassed they are, and those are legends of the club, and they are obviously big fans of the club. So I don't think I would want to watch the Premier League if Arsenal is playing Super League because I'm an Arsenal supporter. I have to follow my club. But I also don't like Arsenal playing in the Super League because it's not for me. It's just not worth it. I know it's money being involved, but Premier League is Premier League. This is the football that we've been watching for those who are watching football for 60, 70, 80, 90 years now that watch Premier League. I watch Premier League probably now for 20 years. So to change football like that, it's never ever going to be the same. And obviously, I won't be so as passionate or so watching my team play in a league that I don't know of. So yeah, it breaks a lot of football hearts at the moment. So yeah, I have to follow Arsenal, but I also don't feel the same way I feel about them playing in the league because in the league I want to see Arsenal progress because it's difficult playing in the English Premier League and trying to win the Premier League. There has been a saying that any football fan would want to watch Barcelona and Real Madrid, or let's say Man United and Juventus, or any of those top 12 teams play against each other week in and out. Why not? Because this is what you would see in Champions League semi-finals or quarterfinals or so. Everybody would want to watch that. But then what is the fun in that? Not having the teams in the league anymore, not having the teams in Champions League anymore, not having the teams in the Europa League anymore. That means it's just for elite clubs. I was possibly thinking, so imagine now you only have Bayern Munich, PSG, and Dortmund in the Champions League, or I mean those clubs that are elite clubs. That means they could actually win the Champions League every year, each one of those clubs. So it's good competition, the Super League, but yeah. Um, I wouldn't say it's designed for Messi and Ronaldo because look, they are now the peak of their career. They're not as good as they were 10 years ago. So I think for these two players, this is an opportunity, but for them, they want the big one. So they want to go play the World Cup. They want the countries, Argentina and Portugal, to go all the way and win the World Cup because both of them really, I think there's a bigger desire for them to win either the World Cup than winning a European Super League or Champions League, which they have done in the past. So, um, yeah, maybe it is a good platform for them to play against big teams week in and out. But I think they are more their mind is more on the World Cup in 2022. That's my opinion. I don't know. I was a bit shocked this morning, receiving the news. I actually kind of expected it, but in a way where I also thought it was about time. But the sacking of Jose Mourinho this morning at Tottenham Hotspurs, even Spurs going into a Carabao finals with Man City. Um, it's been going from good to sour for Tottenham. They've been in November, December, I can remember. They were on top of the league. They were washing away teams. And now they're seventh. And Jose Mourinho, um, I mean, everybody knows Jose Mourinho, brilliant coach, won it all, seen it all. Um, but yeah, the sacking of Jose this morning is a bit. It's not always nice to hear or to see coaches being sacked by clubs, but that happened to Jose Mourinho this morning, and it is really sad. But also, I think Jose Mourinho will probably find a new club soon because everybody knows his quality, how good Jose Mourinho is. But yeah, he has been in the league now with three different clubs: Chelsea, Manchester United, and Tottenham. So possibly there might be a different club in the league that's open to welcome Jose Mourinho. And yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing because if they have to play the Carabao Cup against City now without Jose, and I'm sure they're not going to be positive enough to go into that game because not having a coach being sacked and all of that, it's not it doesn't give a good energy towards the game. So good luck to Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah, if there's anybody who wants to drop a comment, you're welcome. Um, regarding the European Super League. Um, Also thinking in regards to Jose Mourinho, who can possibly replace Jose Mourinho? Um, I'm not too sure what coaches are available at the moment. There's, I think, if I'm Spurs, I would go for Joachim Lau, because I think he's gonna retire this year, or is it this year or next year by the German squad. So you need a technical player that can work with great players with the likes of Kane, Son, Lamela, Moda. Spurs got good quality players, but they need a coach to make that formula work. Um, I'm not too sure. I think Allegri is also available. I'm not 100% sure, but there's the likes. There's multiple coaches that can replace Jose Mourinho, but it's gonna be a big task because Tottenham wants also European football. Of course, they're also participating in this European Super League, but yeah, they need a good coach. Pochettino, you can see what he's doing at PSG at the moment. So I think they should have just kept Pochettino and give him still 2 3 years to see how far Spurs can take it. Yeah, guys, that's it from me. I've been sharing and giving the amount of information that I possibly could. Thank you, Derek. I know there's been technical issues with sound and noise and all of that. Yeah, but we always make a way to make it work. So yeah, um, you guys must be safe. Mask up. And also those who were affected by the fire yesterday here by UCT by Rhodes Memorial. Yeah, I hope you guys get enough support and that you were not affected by the fire as much as the buildings and stuff. It's kind of sad losing some buildings at the UCT building. So yeah, to all the firefighters, all praise are up to you guys also trying to make sure that there's no more fires. Yeah, and to all the football fans, I don't know what your take is on the European Super League. But you can always comment, you can always share with us on our social media platforms, on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know where to get us, SoccerKalitzStyle. Hashtag SoccerKalitzStyle. Hit us with a like or share, or you can even subscribe to make life easier for you guys. Yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. And let's see how far the Super League is going to take the teams and what's going to happen next. If there's any new updates, we will just share it with you guys. So that's it from me, Derek. I thank you and looking forward to see you guys again.